I am. Has it been 15 minutes? Something like that. I'm waiting on the Braves to come on, and I'm going to watch the Dora Hamilton game here in a minute. So I fixed y'all up a show to watch here. It's probably going to be 3 to 4 hours long. So you can, if you leave, you can come back and tune in again. But it's only right here on my website, ams-production.com. It's the only place you can see it. I've got them loaded in right now. And still got a little bit of this head cold, upper congestion a little bit. Ain't as bad as it was. Ears is stopped up a little bit, I guess. I didn't get no sleep night before last. I took that cold medicine right before I went to the bed. And after I done that, I couldn't sleep. So I pretty well stayed home yesterday. And I watched the first half of the Alabama game, and then I rode down to Lee's to see my boys Maccabees. They informed me that they're going to call it quits at Lee's until after football season. People stays home and watches these football games, and their place ain't the only thing. It ain't the Maccabees now. Very good band. 'Cause I go a lot of places, and it's that way everywhere. People just stays home and eats wings and watches football. So it ain't just Maccabees and Lee's restaurant. It's everywhere. People stays home and watches football. This is a football state. Yeah. And then I waved at them and everything. Then I came back home and laid down. So hot. It was so hot, man. I went and got my fan and carried it in there. Coming in November at Lee's, we got the Anchorman. And then November 30th of November, Ivan Parker. I was invited to Bar 31 last night, and I didn't go. I'm still not 100%. And I don't want to go and make everybody else feel miserable and everything. So I didn't go. Because Doug, after I didn't get no sleep night before last, Doug wanted me to go down to the Toy Bowl football field. And announce the game. But till he got there, he said it'd be 30 to 45 minutes. And I didn't get no sleep. I went down there and I was like a zombie. My eyes are itching too. By the way, I was like a zombie, man. I went down there and I was, when you feel like that, you can't even talk right. And that's the way it was. And people was bringing me rosters and cheerleader rosters and all this. And all I was going to do was do play-by-play, and I couldn't even hardly do it right. And I know at halftime, one of the cheerleader moms come over there and said, "Why didn't you call her name out?" I said, "Whose name?" They said, "The cheerleaders ready for their little thing they do at halftime." I didn't know nothing about it. Nobody instructed me on what to do. All I was told was go down there and do play-by-play. So that's what I done, cheerleader moms. I didn't know, you know, the format or anything. I didn't know what they was going to do. My eyes are itching so bad. But anyway, it's been a good week. I ain't had no fever with this or anything. It's just head cold. I think it's just basically head cold and it gets down into your chest a little bit. Da, 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 da. Look over yonder. What do you see? I've got my script made out for October show, and it's basically on mentioning the Frog Festival coming up October the 6th, but it's mostly on Halloween, which is October the 31st, and it's I just do one show a month, so until we go back on TV. So that's basically what the show's about, and we do it up really good and everything. A lot of effects and sound effects and all kind of effects involved in this show, and it's going to be a hard show to put together. And I've got 2 pages or 2 notebooks of stuff we got to do. Usually, let me see if you can see this right here. Usually, right here, it goes all the way down and about halfway down right here. But as you can see, I went all the way down there and even started on another page, as you can see. So that's a lot. That's a lot. And I figured I would write down everything we've got to say on another, just to make sure everything goes right, because this is a difficult show to do. And a lot of effects, and we're going into haunted houses and flying to different places and everything. So it's a hard show to do. Hard show for me to put together. A little bit hard to do as far as making the intros and stuff. So she's going to come by the 24th of this month, which is Monday at Madison. Monday. She kept saying, Monday is on 22nd. I think the next day, October. Yeah, October it is 22nd. I think she was looking at October's thing. The 24th. 24th. And by the way, the 23rd, autumn starts. Autumn. That's why they've got this beautiful background here with the changing leaves and stuff. But she's going to come by the 24th, probably 4 o'clock or so, and we're going to do these intros. It's going to be a hard show to do. And a lot goes into this. A lot of people don't understand. You know, hers ain't that hard. Her part, she comes in, does intros and stuff. And I've done this 100 times. Say it's on TV right now. This is what I go through. Saturday and Sunday, usually, I'm making this script, because you have to do a lot of brain power to make sure it ain't exactly like the last show. By the way, I need to make a new startup video. Yeah, I think hold on just a second. Hold on, let me look. Just bear with me here a minute. I got to look at something, because I think I've got a start. see what I say here. You'll probably be able to hear it, but I'm looking at totally something different here. October the 6th, Summerton Frog Festival, right there on Main Street, man. Got arts and crafts, live entertainment, food, man. 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. Y'all need to come and see us. We're going to have a tent right there close to the main stage, man. Come see me and Madison. By the way, what else we got on today's show, Madison? Now, I'm going to keep that one. I'm going to keep that one. I had to look at something there to see what my startup looked like, because I already got it made. I've got my parts done. I've got my intros and stuff done, except for the ending, because I don't know how I'm going to end it yet. It looks like T-Rex hands or something. But usually Saturday and Sunday I'm making the script, because I have to think about what goes where, you know, in that. And by Sunday I've got it all laid out with my script. Monday is usually when I have to do the intros. So either me or my host comes over and we do intros. It don't take an hour, 2 hours at the most. This show will probably be 2 hours, because it's got a lot of special effects type stuff on it. A lot of facial expressions, stuff we got to look at. And it looks just like I'm looking at them trees right there. But I'm really looking at nothing. And that's what you got to do. So she comes over. She does the intro. She goes home. I don't get to go home. Well, I'm already home. So I take the flash card out, put it in my computer, and I have to go through all of the videos we just done, because some of them ain't no good. Some of them is bloopers and are funny. So I'll slide them over into the bloopers file. Some of them just ain't no good, so I delete them. And then the ones that I'm going to use, so I slide them up into the file where I build the show. I do all this after they leave. Either Monday night or Tuesday, I start making the show. And usually I've got the counter. TV station wants a 10-second counter, because they want their machine don't start picking it up till about 4, 5, 6 seconds after they mash the button. So they have to have a counter. Say it's on 5 seconds, they mash it. It takes that long to start showing, where they won't miss none of the show, and that's cool. Thank you, Don, for doing that, where I won't miss none of my show. So I have to put a 10-second counter. I have to do the intros. I've got all kinds of intros that I can use, and then I do a start. I usually do the start, and then I hand it over to my host. My host talks, and then she intros the first thing it's going to be on. I start building the show then, and it usually takes 3 to 4 days. Start doing it on Tuesday, all day, Wednesday, Thursday. Usually on Friday, I've got it done. I've got to have it done by Friday. Well, not necessarily, but I want it done on Friday, because then I have to make a file of the show. And it takes a long time to burn, or to make a file, a 30-something second or 30-minute show. And I've got a strong computer, but it still takes a pretty good while. And then after it does, I have to watch the show. I have to watch the show 20 times building it. So I'm very familiar with the show. But after I make a file, I have to watch it again to make sure the file burnt right. You know what I'm saying? If it did, and then I can put it on YouTube right here. I've got a YouTube site, and I put it on my YouTube channel. That's the way you can go right up above me here to the archive, and you can find it. After I do that, I take that file again. If it's on TV, I don't have to do this if it ain't on TV yet, but I have to burn it onto a DVD. I do all the work myself. TV station don't do nothing for me. All they do is play it. And it takes a while to burn it on a DVD. When it's burnt, usually on Saturday or Friday evening, I put the DVD and take it over to the TV station. Here's my show. Play it. And that's what I do. And then I start making the next script for the next show. So that's my job. And I love it. I love creating each show and everything and putting everything together. And usually 4th of July and Halloween is two of my best shows. I really put a lot into them and everything. So this one coming up is one of them. So you'll just have to watch it and see what you think. And man, the 24th, she'll be coming over. Madison, 17-year-old. If you don't know about Madison, she's 17-year-old, senior in high school. She goes to Cold Springs. She works at Lee's Family Restaurant as a waitress. And she is my host. And she's good so far. This hard one, if she can do this hard one, it's gonna be a ease for her, because this will be probably my hardest. And we'll go from there. Alright, y'all ready to see what I got put on here? I got a bunch of bloopers from past and everything. Been doing this show don't go right all the time. You don't do the intros right all the time. So half the time, there was one time I spent all of Saturday trying to do. There was this 2-minute thing I had to announce. It was long, and at the end of it, this band, I forget their name, but it sounded almost like B. It had a B in it, but they was playing at the Berry Heritage Festival, and what their name was, it got me confused with where they was playing. And I would say that 2-minute long thing, and then that was the last thing I had to say. I could not say Berry Heritage Festival. I can now. All day. I got my son in here to do it. I said, do this for me. He couldn't do it. It just, the name of the band and Berry Heritage Festival sounded so much alike. So it was kind of like Coo Carroll. It was kind of like Coo Carroll. When we was doing intros one time, she had to say musician, and she couldn't say musician. She kept saying magician. And she just couldn't get that out of her. Magician. My eyes are dried, itching. But anyway, it don't go just perfect every time, and when it don't, some of them are funny, some of them ain't, some of them are. So them that seems funny, I drag them over into that blooper file. Once a month, I try to give y'all the bloopers. And it's very funny. Some of them's very, very funny. And we're going to start out right here with some of those bloopers. So I hope y'all enjoy the show. You can leave, go eat, and come back, and it'll probably still be on, okay? Because this is a long, I've got it loaded in here, and it may play until dark, I don't know. But here it is, if I can get it going. Big time 4th of July show. Now from Horton, Alabama, at the Red Barn, right there in. Now I used to play music with this. Couldn't get it out.
Here is Bug Tussle Boys. They'll wait. What? Oh God. From Stinson. Hey, for all you hunters, Steve's has.
Ooh-wee. Man, Frog Festival, October the 6th. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
AlabamaMusicSceneTV. Come on in this happy place. We're one big family. We got jokes and fun and sing-alongs, some for you to see. It's AlabamaMusicSceneTV. Yeah. Yes, it is. Do it, Farrell. Alabama.
2017 Halloween show.
And here is Voodoo Train. How do ghosts travel on a ghost train?
Classic photography. George Williams, owner. George is a lifetime member of International Freelance Photographers Organization. He shoots anything you want at a reasonable price. From weddings, parties, senior portraits, paternity, sports, and much more. Classic photography. Call 205-532-6520. Classic photography. Hey everybody, we got Coo Carol back. Coo Carol.
I'm so glad to be back. It's a blast. No, really. I'm so glad to be back on Alabama Music Scene.
Hey, she's a good one.
What do you get when you cross Bambi and a ghost? Bamboo.
Here's Tom and Fred with Black Magic Woman. Where did fashionable ghosts shop for sheets? The boutique.
A young girl named Lisa often had to spend long nights at home by herself, as her parents worked late almost all the time. They bought her a dog to keep her company and to protect her when they wasn't at home. One night, Lisa was awakened by a constant dripping sound coming from the kitchen. The house was eerily quiet, besides from the constant drip, drip, drip. She got out of her bed and crept towards the kitchen with a small flashlight in her hand to turn off the tap properly. As she was getting back into bed, she stuck her hand under the bed to make sure the dog was still under there. And like she expected, the dog licked her hand. The dripping sound continued. Drip, drip, drip. So she took the small flashlight again and made her way to the bathroom and twisted the knob until she was happy it wouldn't drip. She went back to her bedroom and placed the flashlight on the bedside table, then stuck her head under the bed, and the dog licked it again, just like she expected. But the dripping continued. So she got the small flashlight, walked around the whole house, turning off the taps one at a time. She came back to the bed, placed the flashlight on the bedside table for the third time, and sighed tiredly. She stuck her head under the bed and the dog licked it again. She became reassured that she was not as alone as she thought. The dripping continued. Drip, drip, drip. This time she listens for the sound. She walked around the whole house thinking she'd turned off all the taps. But when she came back to the bedroom, she heard the dripping become louder and louder and closer. She got to her window. She opened the window and looked out towards the tree, trying to hear the dripping sound, but she couldn't find it. She saw a strange shape hanging from the tree. Poor Lisa was scared of what she might find, but she pointed the flashlight at the tree anyway. And there she found her poor dog hanging upside down with blood covering its fur. Written on the grass outside with red liquid that she assumed was blood was, "Humans can lick too." Poor frightened Lisa screamed, waking up the houses in the neighborhood. No one has seen the poor girl again. Lee's Family Restaurant and Dinner Theater, the best country cooking around. Great dinner theater shows. Karaoke 6 to 9 on Tuesday. Call 648-4461. A ghost walks into a bar. The bartender says, "Sorry, we don't serve spirits." Steve's Pawn in Summerton. He buys and sells gold and silver, has all kind of tools and machines, shotguns and handguns, Blu-rays, DVDs, gaming systems, laptops, flat screen TVs. Steve's Pawn in Summerton.
Steve's Pawn Shop, one of our great sponsors. He has handguns and shotguns. Oh yeah, he also has computers and laptops, VCRs. You're watching Alabama Music Scene. Here's Travis Womack with Dan Penn.
That's where we always meet, hiding in shadows where we don't belong, living in darkness to hide our wrong. holding on strong. Steal away to the dark end of the street. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us. They're gonna find us. Oh, someday. You and me at the dark end of the street. You and me.
Here is picture of the week.
A man leaves his house every morning to walk to work. He passes a mental hospital surrounded by a wooden fence. Every morning the patients are out in the yard and he can hear them saying in unison, 10, 10, 10, 10. One day he gets curious and looks through a hole in the fence. Suddenly a stick shoots out and pokes him in the eye. He said, "Ouch!" While walking away, kind of teed off, he can hear the patient saying, 11, 11, 11.
Look, it's a bad moon rising. Here's Natchez Trace.
Why do ghosts like to ride elevators? It raises their spirits.
Hi, my name is Dalton Hester and I'm a zookeeper here at Nakalula Falls. And you're watching Alabama Music Scene TV.
The Midnight Special in Jasper. Friendly staff, pool, darts, open mic on Thursday, karaoke, bands, open on Sunday. Midnight Special in Jasper.
Well, George, I sure am glad to be back with Alabama Music Scene. I can't wait to see some of the people that have supported us. Nathan, his sister,
Brooklyn,
and
Creighton,
Hodges.
we thought we seen Creighton a while ago, but it was David.
Yeah.
Yeah. And don't forget Ken and Crazy Girl.
Yeah, can't forget Crazy Girl. But don't forget Tim and Teresa.
Tim and Teresa?
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
That's right.
Tim Aaron.
That's right.
Man, he's a good singer.
He sure is.
God. Next show now is going to be on Thanksgiving.
I like Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving. Oh, man, this was a scary show.
Had me worried a couple times, George.
I thought you was going to fall in that hole out there.
Thought it was going to eat me. Did you see that pumpkin?
Oh, yeah. It was about right here where I'm sitting, too. Where'd it go? Don't know. But that's the end of the show, man. And we're outside. We ain't in the studio, so we can't tell Brad to roll them credits. Unless we do it with my watch here.
Brad, can you hear me? Brad, roll those credits.
MusicSceneTV. Come on in this happy place. We're one big family. We got jokes and fun and sing-alongs, some for you to see. It's Alabama MusicSceneTV. Yeah. Yes, it is. Do it, Farrell. Alabama.
Welcome to another Alabama Music Scene TV. Don't forget, this year's Summerton Frog Festival is on October the 6th. And today we've got two of those bands that's going to be there on today's show, along with the video of the week, the picture of the week, jokes, and much, much more. And by the way, Alabama Music Scene has a brand new host. And here she is. Take it away, Madison.
Thank you, George, and here they are, Katie and the Right Pieces.
American life. We're gonna do everything that you need.
Classic photography. George Williams, owner. George is a lifetime member of International Freelance Photographers Organization. He shoots anything you want at a reasonable price. From weddings, parties, senior portraits, paternity, sports, and much more. Classic photography. Call 205-532-6520. Classic photography.
If you want great pictures, call 205-532-6520. Classic Photography.
You know, when I was married, my wife, she once asked me, she said, go to the drugstore and get some kind of pills that'll liven up our action in the bedroom, you know what I mean? So I brought home some diet pills, and that wasn't what she meant.
From the Frog Festival, here's Bug Tussle Boys.
Oh, Shady Grove, mighty love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, mighty love, and wound to go away. It's peaches in the summertime, apples in the fall. If I can't have my Shady Grove, I don't want none at all. Shady Grove, mighty love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, mighty love, I'm bound to go away. I went to see my Shady Grove, she's standing in the door, her shoes and stockings in her hand, and her little bare feet on the floor. When I was a little boy, I wanted to part all night. Now all I want is Shady Grove, to say she'll be my wife. Shady Grove, mighty love, Shady Grove, I say, Shady Grove, mighty love, I'm bound to go away.
Alright, I'm here with my new host, Madison. Madison, tell us a little bit about yourself. Where you live?
I'm from Bremen, Alabama.
Bremen, Alabama. You still in school?
Yes, I am.
Where do you go to school?
Cold Springs.
Cold Springs. You a senior?
Yes.
Have you got a job?
Yes.
Where do you work?
Lee's Family Restaurant.
Lee's Family Restaurant and Dinner Theater. What kind of music do you like?
Country.
You like country?
Yes.
New country or old country?
Old country.
You like old country?
Old country, yes.
Oh, you can tell you from Bremen. Do you like live music?
Depends.
Depends?
Depends. Has to be country.
Oh, okay. Do you go to many concerts?
No.
You don't?
Mm-mm.
I don't either. I don't like the crowds. The crazy people. The drunks. Anyway. You go to church?
Yes, I do.
You do?
Yes.
We won't ask denomination. People gets crazy about stuff like that. Well, I want to welcome you to the family of Alabama Music Scene TV. And just like I tell every one of my hosts, all I want is for you to stay with me, and this thing will go on TV, and it's pretty cool when it goes back on TV.
Well, thank you, George.
All right, Madison.
Render
AlabamaMusicSceneTV.com. And here's your video of the week.
Drop that beat. He was sitting on the west of my Chicago way. Had a hip hop song, no one could take it away. That's a part of the land of this track. And I'm working up, and he was going to the army now. And melody, keep the money working for your company.
Here's another one from the Frog Festival in Summerton, Alabama, Streetcar.
Sitting in the morning sun, yeah. I'll be sitting when the evening comes, watching the ships roll in. Then I want to roll away again. Now I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. I left my home in Georgia, headed for that disco band. Well, I've got nothing to live for. Looks like nothing's gonna come my way. Now I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, watching the tide roll away. Ooh, I'm just sitting on the dock of the bay, wasting time. Looks like nothing's gonna change. Everything still remains the same. I can't do what these people tell me to do, so I guess I'll remain the same. Yeah, sitting here resting my bones.
The Midnight Special in Jasper. Friendly staff, pool, darts, open mic on Thursday, karaoke, bands, open on Sunday. Midnight Special in Jasper.
Midnight Special has great bands every Friday and Saturday night.
This is for you, crazy girl. You know, when I was at Bar 31 one time, and I hadn't told you this, I seen this cute girl over in the corner, and I went over to her and I said, "What's a pretty girl like you doing over here in the corner all alone?" And she said, "I had to fart."
From Stinson Valley Amphitheater, here's the Kentucky Headhunters.
Pawn in Summerton. He buys and sells gold and silver, has all kind of tools and machines, shotguns and handguns, Blu-rays, DVDs, gaming systems, laptops, flat screen TVs. Steve's Pawn in Summerton.
Hey, for all you hunters, Steve's has all kinds of shotguns.
This man went up to this farmer and asked him if he'd mind if he went across his field, because he didn't want to go around it because he had to catch a 4:23 train. And the farmer said, yeah, that's fine, but if my bull sees you, you'll be catching the 4:11 train.
RenderForest.com.
Here's your picture of the week. From Courtyard Alabaster, here is the Outlanders.
Well, everybody knows you've been stepping on my toes, and I'm getting pretty tired of it. Stepping out of line and messing with my mind. If you had any sense, you'd quit. Ever since you were a little bitty teeny girl, said I was the only man in your whole world. Now you better do something and then you'll find you got the only daddy that'll walk the line. Packing on my clothes, nearly everybody knows that you're still just a putting me on. When I start walking, gonna hear you start squawking and begging me to come back home. Ever since you were a little bitty teeny girl, said I was the only man in your whole world. Now you better do something and then you'll find you got the only daddy that'll walk the line.
Family Restaurant and Dinner Theater, the best country cooking around. Great dinner theater shows, karaoke 6 to 9 on Tuesday. Call 205-648-9217.
Lee's has awesome gospel shows. Coming November 15th will be the Anchorman.
Hey Ken, you need to think about this one, okay? You know, when I was married, every time it'd rain for a couple of days really hard, just a steady rain and everything, my wife, she always got depressed about it, you know. She'd stand by the window and stare. And if it kept on, I'd let her in eventually.
Yeah!
Woo-wee! It's been a good show, man. Don't forget the Frog Festival right there on Main Street, downtown Summerton, Alabama. It starts at 9 o'clock, gets through at 4 o'clock, October the 6th. Be sure and go there, man. Got all kind of arts and crafts and great entertainment there. One of my sponsors, Lee's Family Restaurant, they got the Maccabillies coming in there. They go in there every third Saturday of the month. This time it's on September the 15th. It's a 7-piece group. You don't want to miss it. Maccabillies. Labor Day, September the 3rd. Be careful on that weekend, y'all. And I mean it. Be careful. Shout outs. Lord have mercy. Here's a special shout out. Christina Lee. She's one of the waitresses down there at Lee's, watches the show. And of course, my good friends, Crazy Girl and Ken, The Hodges family, they watch my show all the time. And a special thanks to Madison for helping me out today. Woo-wee! Hey, Madison, have you got any shout-outs?
Yes, I do, George, to my cousin Malia.
Hi, I'm George Williams. I'm the founder of Alabama Music Scene TV. I've had this TV show since 2008 until now. And I usually go 6 months on Charter Cable Channel 80, and I go 6 months just on the internet. When it's on Charter Cable Channel 80, it's also on the internet then too. If you want to advertise on this show, just give me a holler. My telephone number's right here on the website, and I'll give you all the prices and everything. And listen, Charter Cable Channel 80 goes out to probably 2/3 of Alabama. Goes out to over 600,000 homes. This is the place to advertise your business. And last time he had my show on, he played it 7 times a week. 7 times a week, y'all. Plus, after your 30-second, I work for you. After your 30-second commercial, I can talk about any specials or any shows or anything like that you got going on. This is the place to advertise. And if you ain't got Charter Cable Channel 80, don't fret, because he live streams Charter Cable Channel 80 at AlabamaCableNetwork.com. This is the place to advertise your business. And if you stay with me for 6 months, I'll put your business logo on my website right here, just like you see on here right now. So give me a call, 205-532-6520. 205-532-6520. Thank you very much. Keep on watching. It's all about the music, y'all.
Alabama, keep on making music. What we got coming up next?
I forgot. Hey, George.
Oh.
Thanks, George. Coming up next, great Alabama singer-songwriter. Thanks, George. Coming up next, some great Alabama talent. Delta blues and songwriter, singer, Maxwell Russell. Quit laughing. Stay right here. You don't want to miss our own very Lee's Family Restaurant, October the 6th, the Anchorman Quartet. Dora. Here's some seasoned musicians. Okay. See. Here's some seasoned can't say it. Can't say it. Here's some seasoned musicians. All I heard was Roger Rabbit in my mind.
Hey, we got Wolf Creek. Got Wolf Creek. I heard them up at the midnight special. One of my sponsors, y'all. They sounded better than I've ever heard them sing. Sound. Right here in the state of Alabama. Just go up there at Muscle Shows at one of them songwriters. Thingamajigs. Yeah, scared the crap out of Midnight special. Man, go down there at downtown Jasper. Sounded weird. Alright, before we go any further, I'm going to introduce, host. Got two of them here. Yeah. Hope y'all enjoy them. You've seen a video of this girl. It won't come out.
Come on, y'all. Can't dance unless you cripple. Must have been clothing in my shadow. Never have sunlight on your face. You've been content, so let me shine. You always walk a step behind. I was the one with all the glory. You were the one with all the strength. to the bone. He took a stool beside me in my second home. I said, if it keeps raining, hell, we just might all drown. Then he shook his head, and then he said, just let it pour down. What's a little more water to drown in me? A few drops of rain, a few drops of pain, it's out of my hands. What's a little more water to drown in rain? We shared a drink and a heartache or two. He talked about his lost love, and I talked about mine too. When he showed me your picture, God, I thought I'd die. Our loves were the same. I walked out in the rain with tears in my eyes. What's a little more water to drown in me? A few drops of rain, a few drops of pain, it's out of my hands. What's a little more water to drown in rain? of rain, a few drops of pain. It's out of my hands. What's a little more water to drown in vain? What's a little more water to drown in vain?
And then we was like family because we went to school with each other and everything. But the second one, this guy that was in the Army, he was from Jacksonville, Florida, and actually went to school with the Van Zandt.
Oh yeah, Leonard Skinner.
And we called him Sarge, and he was stationed up here, and he put this band together. We did, at the time, a lot of Alabama songs. And he made it like family. He wanted to practice, and I like to practice.
Oh yeah.
A lot of band members, you got to practice to get tight.
Right.
And I always like to practice because when you get up there and you're tight, the people knows you're tight and they do this. Oh, it makes your hair stand up on your arm.
Oh yeah.
And that's when it's good. So you got to practice. Lots and lots of practice. So are they counts, the distortions? Now, what decade was that?
That was 63, the Counts, and that's the first band I was in. And we got to play at Duke and Dixieland, which Duke Rumor was a big disc jockey back then, and had a sock hop every Friday and night at the Inslee Armory. And we played with them. I played with them for a good year and something, and then I went on my own and did some. I went with a group called the Roadrunners, and they stayed together and later became the Distortions, the ones with the records.
I remember the Roadrunners.
The Roadrunners was myself, Lawrence Shaw, Dale Carr from the Premiers, and Billy Clark. And sometimes we had Dwight Anderson, even the saxophone player I have now, once in a while, and we played and together, and we were backing up people like Ace Cannon that had out Tough, which was an instrumental song, and a guy named Sammy at Sammy's, which was not a go-go club. It was but the same owner, but he didn't have a club like that. He had a regular nightclub, and we played for him in that group.
At the place right beside, when I saw you, somebody at the Uncle Sam's on 3rd Avenue, somebody told me that Johnny Click, and I might have misunderstood him, was playing at the Lamppost.
They did the Lamppost one Monday out of a month to allow people like Bo Monday to be off 2 days. So we did that when I moved, when I was with Johnny and them. We would go over there and play one Monday a month and play at the Lamppost, but we only had to walk a few feet from the Uncle Sam's to the Lamppost.
That was first club I ever walked in, and it was just, I was a little nervous anyway, but that song you're singing, mate, because that's the kind of music I like. I like it 70s funk.
Oh, yeah. I like it all if it's done good. It don't matter what genre of music it is. If it's good, I like it.
Now, on today's show I had, and I'm also got y'all on next week too, by the way.
Good.
So this is the 12th. Matter of fact, this show right here is going to be on that show. No, this is going to be on the 24th.
Okay.
Because the 17th's already made. So this will be on the 24th, yeah. So we fixing to get into some of that memorabilia, and you're going to explain some of it real quick like, and go through it real quick. And man, I appreciate you being on the show, Henry.
Thank you, George.
And don't forget, the month of July, and maybe some into August, and maybe all the time, Wednesday, Friday, and Saturday at the roller coaster in Bessemer. So if y'all get a chance, y'all go out and hear Razzmatazz. I guarantee you, you'll love them. You better call ahead, because seats is very, I mean, everybody loves these guys. All right.
Thank you.
Okay. I'm up.
Oh. We'll get it, y'all.
I'm here with Jimmy Johnson and the famed Jackson Highway 3614. You've been in here a lot, hadn't you, Jimmy?
Spent 9 years here.
9 years.
From starting in '69.
A lot of music come out of here.
More than I want to think about.
Now, I read your bio, and it called you an engineer, a producer, and several other names.
Well, you know, in our business, if you want to stick around for a while, you got to wear a lot of hats. And it's also the only way you can really make a living, because when one part of your career is kind of down, the other one takes up for it, you know.
Yeah. What was the who came up with the Leonard Skinner saying that little verse in there, "Sweet Home Alabama"? Who came up with that?
Well, actually, Ronnie Van Sant wrote the song, and they wrote the song, and he stuck a verse in there. I think it's the fourth verse, and he kind of immortalized us in that song. And I remember they called me right after they cut it, and They used to call me Uncle Jimmy and say, Uncle Jimmy, we cut a record about you guys. I said, well, that's nice. I appreciate that. I had no idea, and they didn't either, what it was going to be.
Now your guitar playing is on So Much Music right now. That's right, ain't it?
Well, it's we did about, a long time. We did about 50 albums a year, and we did that for about 38 years, and then two longer than that even. But that was real regular for that period.
Yeah, when y'all left Fame over there, and Jerry Wexler called you, you didn't have no problem going, did you?
Well, actually, we called him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, Wexler, as opposite of what the movie had said, we just told him we were leaving and had bought our own studio, which we did, and nobody paid for it. He did not pay for it.
Right.
And all we wanted from him was the business that was going to be left that we had created at the other studio. And he was going to shut the door and have an exclusive thing with Capitol Records. Well, that'd be crazy for us not to try to keep the business we built up. And so when we opened the studio, we were booked for a year. This studio. Every day for a year.
What kind of guy was Wilson Pickett to work with?
He was fine. He was a little kind of on the edge. He grew up in Prattville, Alabama. And I imagine growing up in Prattville, kind of doing a lot of farm type work, a guy as talented as he was, he was on the edge. And I'm sure he never was treated right until he moved up to New Jersey, and which is just over the river there from New York City. And he spent the rest of his life there. And he is probably one of the most talented guys we ever worked with. And he did everything. He could write. One of the greatest singers I've ever worked with. And I remember when Jerry brought him to Fame. We were at Fame when we did those early Pickett records. And he came in, and I think he wasn't sure that he was in the right place because he saw some cotton fields around there, and he wasn't really tore up about going picking any cotton, And so, but by the time we worked with him the first day, I think he made a statement. He said he knew within the first day or two of working with us that he had a home, and he did.
They gonna start renovations on here right after Labor Day. Who's gonna be doing the engineering and producing?
It's going to be just probably anybody. They can bring their own engineer. We'll have to provide. When I say we, I'm not really involved here anymore.
Okay.
I mean, when you get 72 years old, you're not too involved anymore. But we will always, be for trying to help this place as much as we can, David and I. And we're the only two of the Swampers that are still working so far. And who knows, tomorrow I might not be. But we're going to try to keep on going a few more years.
Out of all the people that came out of here, who is your favorite to work with?
Well, that's an interesting question. It's just there have been so many, I'd have to name you about 50 of my favorite ones. And I couldn't give you one because, I could maybe name you one that's a little more famous.
Oh.
But as far as enjoying working with them, they're all pretty, we didn't have any difficulty, I remember, except with one artist. And I mean, when they came here for a hit.
Yeah.
And they didn't come here to tell us how to do it. They came here and we actually produced and cut the record for them. And we basically, you know, told them what key to sing it in. We didn't tell them what song to sing. They brought that.
Yeah.
But we would tell them about tempos and stuff like that. And I know most singers try to sing too high. And we would catch these artists straining to reach a note. And we'd say, you know, we got to drop that down a step or two there. And we would. We would drop the key down to when they could really let it out, you know.
Yeah.
And but that became basically what we did, and we tried to become, instead of a session band, we tried to become their band when we was recording with them. And I think we kind of accomplished that.
I noticed where there's several musicians came in and do Spooner and Lord, several went through, and it was y'all was the second rhythm section, right? Over at Fame.
Yeah, we was the second one that was there.
Now, what happened to the first? I mean, they went.
Well, in 1964, the guys from the original, they called it then the Fame Gang. The name Must Show Sound hadn't been invented yet till we named this studio. It had never been called the region or the area. And so the Must Show Sound wasn't really born until we opened this studio. But even though a lot of people call it the Fame Sound, or a lot of people compared us to Memphis and Stax, you know.
There's a lot of musicians trying to make it now, young musicians. What advice would you give them?
Well, the first advice I tell, depending what they wanted to do, you know. In our case, we didn't want to be stars. None of us did. We just wanted to play on records.
Yeah.
And so I guess you'd say we wanted to be session players. And we never had the first desire to want to go out and play live anywhere. When we played here, the only people that would hear you was the engineer and the producer.
Yeah.
Because the artist was usually out there with us.
Yeah.
And so it's an experience to learn how to play to just one or two people, because you got to play to them like you're at Carnegie Hall.
Mm-hmm.
And we learned how to do that. All session guys know how to play to like one person, the engineer or whoever's in the control room, but play as if our life depended on it. You know?
Yeah.
And that's the whole kind of secret of how we learned how to cut hits.
I noticed, I was watching a YouTube video a while ago of Travis Womack and Percy Sledge and Maxwell Russell.
Mm-hmm.
And I noticed Travis was asked that question. He told them to lock themselves in a room and do their own thing.
Yeah, yeah. The main thing is just, I suggest that a guy wants to, or a girl wants to be an artist, they learn how to write songs.
I heard that a lot.
Because a lot of times the hardest thing to do is find a hit.
Yeah.
Hit song, and if you can write a hit song, you're way ahead of the game.
All right, about all I got, and I appreciate it, Jimmy.
I'm glad to do it.
And I hope you big success. You're retired now, right?
Not yet. I'm still working, producing,
okay,
and still playing. Instead of 50 albums a year, I do about 10 now.
Okay.
And but I'm still playing, and actually I'm doing more live stuff than I ever did since the movie came out. You know, and but before that, we almost never went out live.
What I noticed Rick Hall had a book out, hadn't he?
Oh yeah.
And how old is he? About 80?
He's 83.
Woo.
He's turned 83, I think, just in the last week or so.
Okay. I've been trying to get an interview with him.
He's amazingly he don't look that.
Really?
At all. And I hope he lives to be 100.
Was he is intense, wasn't he?
Well, there was times, but you know, if you had been brought up like he had. See, I worked with him. I was his first employee as an assistant. I was basically his secretary, his gopher.
Mm-hmm.
Go for this, go for that. I've even been the assistant to the gopher. You know, that's how I started. And when I started, I was going to UNA. It was called Florence State Teachers College then. And I would come off of around 12 noon and come to work for him until about 6 or so.
Okay.
And but I would assist him as an engineer, and that's basically how I got into engineering records, by learning from him.
How long is it going to take them to renovate this place?
That's going to be a real good question. See, they got to secure this building. You see those poles out there?
Uh-huh.
Them are all coming out. They wasn't here back when we got the place. And somebody put them up, I think, when they did when they fixed one of the roofs. And so, but they're going to have metal up in the top that'll support all of it. But this building is only 25 foot wide. And it's kind of amazing what went on here. And we had a basement almost to length. I'd say it went up to that door right there. And we had a lot of offices downstairs. And we had a bar down there.
I've been talking to a girl that's from this area. She said when she was like 14 years old, she used to come in here during section, just sit around and.
I guess it had to. It was according to who they were.
She was like red-headed now.
Yeah, we'd had to known her as being somebody that wouldn't try to make a lot of noise and create attention. You know.
She didn't seem like it.
Yeah. We had a few, but one thing we had a lot of was police coming in here.
Really?
Yeah, they wanted to come and meet all the artists.
Oh.
When we first got here, I remember the first week we were here and we was kind of working on getting it in shape. They came to the back door one night and they wanted to know if we had a dance license. They heard the music. We said, no, this is not a dance hall, this is a recording studio. And they said, recording station, what's that? And so they found out, and all the different shifts would stop by. And I remember back at that time, this area was dry. We had no liquor sales in the area, right?
Uh-huh.
And so every time somebody'd come here, they'd want to have a beer or buy a bottle, and there just wasn't none to be had. We had to tell them, you got to bring it. Because we don't even have it at the convenience stores, you know. And so what we finally did, we bought a beer machine and put it in the bar downstairs. And we finally realized that why we didn't get arrested. And we found out that as long as you didn't sell it, we gave it away.
Yeah.
If you didn't sell it, there was no law against having it. Ain't that funny? And so, but we'd send some of our gophers once a week to the line and buy us a keg of beer.
This place here, did y'all look for it, or when you found it?
No, actually, Fred Beavis. Did you ever know Fred? Fred Beavis was he was a song director at a Church of Christ over in Florence, but he always loved music, and he decided he wanted to open a studio to cut country music, and that's why he got this place. And I actually saw this building and told him about it. This used to be the Gibson Shade Shop. They made Venetian blinds in here. That was the deal.
Okay.
And Brother Gibson was my preacher over at Southside Baptist Church, where I went to church. You know, and then he later moved to Leome, Tennessee, and got out of it. But after that, the graveyard over here started using to store vaults. You know, those vaults that go down over caskets, big steel vaults.
Yeah.
They'd store them in here. But the word got out it was a casket factory, which was never right. There was never a casket in this building. I wouldn't have come in it if it had been. And but we it was I'd say, and then after we left, it became do you remember that they had they sold all this stereo equipment and stuff right down here at Powell Electronics? Did you ever know down here right down the street? Well, first off, I'm trying to remember the name of it. They operated here. Do you remember Lane Sutherland?
Actually, I'm not from here.
Okay.
I'm
Lane Sutherland runs Sutherland Sight and Sound down there. But their first place of business were here, and his brother were here. And then they moved down the street when Mr. Powell made that building available to them. But they had it after we were here for about 10 or 15 years. And but they changed the name to just Lane took his brother, didn't go in with him. And,
I saw a video too, and it was done over at the Hall of Fame there, and it was you as a little old young boy playing guitar, and it was you, and I think might have been Spooner was there.
Who was that recently?
I don't know when it was done, but it was at the Hall of Fame.
We did a kid from Leaper's Fork up here around Nashville.
The one I seen, I think, is doing Mustang Sally.
Okay. He is it Jackson Nance? Was that him?
That sounds familiar.
He's 15 years old.
Yeah, he was that young.
And he's a real talented young man, and it looks like he's fixing to be. He's signed a publishing deal already with Warner Chappell, and he's on salary for writing songs in Nashville, and the youngest to ever do that. And I just cut some things on him, some demos for Warner Chappell, and I'm telling you, this kid's going to be something.
Yeah, he was tearing it up.
He looks like Justin Bieber, but he sounds a lot better.
That's him.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was good.
He's a good guitar player.
That Oldsmobile that sits in there, who was it? One in Burns, Happy Hal Burns.
Yeah.
I used to play with him.
Oh, did you?
Yeah.
Well, I think he gave us that car.
Yeah, I remember that car, and of course
the bus in there
from Alabama.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've seen an old thing on Alabama, some pictures or something, and that bus is in them pictures.
That's their first bus.
Yeah.
And we had to leave one of the walls open to bring that stuff in. then when we sealed it up, you know.
So it's in there now.
Yeah. There's no engine or even transmission. They just had to roll it in, you know.
Country Boy Eddie, when his son went to the Marines, he was looking for a drummer because his son played drums for him on that TV station. He asked me to play, and you know they have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning to do that, and he said he'd give me $50 a week. And I said, no.
I don't blame you.
I ain't getting up at
I couldn't have done that. I wouldn't have got up for nobody for that.
Of course, you probably wouldn't play but 4 or 5 songs on the show.
Yeah.
But still, 3 o'clock in the morning,
I mean,
it wasn't worth $50.
That'd be, what, 5 days a week?
Yeah. But anyway, that's about all I got, Jimmy.
Okay.
Man, I appreciate your time.
All right. I hope I answered the questions all right.
Oh, we got chills when we get in this room here. I've just got you know, I've learned so much about muscle shows now. I just want to keep coming back and interviewing everybody up here. There's a lot of history here.
Well, you know, I guess at the time we didn't know we was making any history. We just liked what we were doing, and then when we decided to leave here, we went down the river, and we put in a studio down there.
What's the name of it? Somebody was telling me
It
about
was
it.
Must Show Sound on the River, and it was, we had 31,000 square feet down there. You imagine what we got here.
Is it the one somebody else bought and started something else?
No, it was a naval reserve that was down on the river.
They started doing hip hop or something. Which one was it?
They call it Cypress.
Yeah, Cypress Moon is down there now. That was a movie company. Bought it from us.
Okay.
But that it's not been a studio though since we were there. When Malaco sold that studio, they sold all the equipment out of it.
Maxwell Russell was telling me, I think he seen me looking at here one day. It wasn't open, we was just outside. And he was telling me about another one that was, he pointed to the left down there. Go to the red light and turn left or something.
Mm. Down this way? There was one called Widget right down here, and then there on Broadway, you know where Broadway Street is, right down there? David Johnson had a studio down there he built.
That's when it goes over to the...
But it's not a studio anymore, and because when he sold it, I forgot, some company bought it and made it something else. No relation to me.
Oh.
We were friends, but we weren't kin.
All right, that's all I got.
Okay.
I appreciate it, Jimmy.
All righty. Oh.
AlabamaMusicSceneTV. Come on in this happy place. We're one big family. We got jokes and fun and sing-alongs, some for you to see. It's Alabama Music Scene TV. Yeah. Yes, it is. Do it, Farrell.
How y'all doing? Listen, fixing to make a good show for you right here. Muscle Shows bound. Get started right now. Last night, which was Wednesday, February the 8th, I went up to Pub 261 to take my good friend of mine, Amber Jean. She's doing an acoustic act. I don't never do too many acoustic acts, but maybe I'll put her on the show in April. Now, I'm going to get ready to go to Muscle Shows. Stay right there. Hello! I'm getting ready to get everything ready to head out to Muscle Shoals. I just got through getting the script wrote out. I'll show it to you right here. I've got everything kind of wide where I can, if I need to make any changes, I can. So now I need to get everything else ready. My cameras, my tripods. I'm even going to carry my chargers just in case I need to charge up the batteries again. I'm going to clean the car out before I go. I got to put my signs on here. Perfect. Well, I'm getting everything ready now to head out. Getting all my cameras, chargers, all my bags here that I need, or tripods that I need to take with me here. So I'm getting them ready. Muscle Shoals bound. Man, I'm really excited today. On my way to pick up my helper up here at Logan's at Fultondale, and then we're going to be on our way. First stop is probably going to be Alabama Music Hall of Fame. Right there, we're going to do a little piece on Bob Ray display. Going to leave there and go down to Jackson Highway, 3614 to the Muscle Shoals Sound. Then we're going to go over and see Flobama and my good friend Teresa at Teresa and Associates. Come back by James Count's place. See Fame Studio. I'd like to get me a Fame t-shirt. I ain't never had a Fame t-shirt. And then we're going to go on down to see my good friend Travis Womack at Wayne's Catfish Haven. They're in Russellville, Alabama. Travis Womack and the Snake Man Band. While I'm waiting on my helper, I'm going to play you a song here by my good friend Maxwell Russell. He's also from Muscle Shoals area. Here's Maxwell.
Look here, pretty baby, what you trying to do to me? Look here, pretty baby, what you trying to do to me? You know you're looking fine, like a woman should be. I like the way you walk, I like the way you swing and hip, I like the way you walk, I like the way you swing and hip when you walk into the room. Well, my heart gets a beat, my heart gets a beat.
was there about 5 minutes, and there she came, my helper. Well, we about halfway there. We're going through Moulton right now. We're going to the Alabama Music Hall of Fame first. Me and Patrice here. So, we'll catch y'all at the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. Lee's Family Restaurant and Dinner Theater. The best country cooking around. Great dinner theater shows. Karaoke 6 to 9 on Tuesday. Call 648-4461. Lee's Family Restaurant, March 3rd, the Dixie Echoes. We finally got to our first stop, the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. Now here's Bob Ray display. Bob Ray. Bob Ray has been a fixture in the Alabama music scene for over 4 decades. Since he came to Muscle Shows in 1970 to work for Rick Hall at Fame Studios. He had been a member of a rock and roll band, and upon arrival played with R&B greats Clarence Carter, Candy Staton, Wilson Pickett, and Percy Sledge. He recorded 5 albums, all gold, with the Osmonds, and produced 5 gold singles and played on the 2.5 million selling single Baby Don't Get Hooked on Me with Mac Davis. Ray recorded with many artists on albums that went gold or platinum, including Joe Cocker, Steve Forbert, Al Green, George Jones, B.B. King, Reba McEntire, Kenny Rogers, Lee Greenwood, Ronnie Milsap, and Vern Gosdin, among others. He played on at least 40 #1 country songs, including Family Tradition, Right Left Hand, 18 Wheels, and The Factory. Ray's versatility as a session player is evident by his other work, which includes playing on a number of memorable jingles for companies such as Budweiser, Chevy, and Sears. In 1989, the Academy of Country Music named Ray as a finalist in the category of Bass Player of the Year. Academy honor was a result of his work on albums with the Forrester Sisters, Dobie Gray, Wayne Newton, Tanya Tucker, Ronnie Milsap, Louise Mandrell, and Charlie Pride. Ray has also been awarded the Contemporary Achiever Award for Best Studio Player in 2001 by the Alabama Music Hall of Fame. The amazing veteran has had as many as 10 to 15 singles in the Billboard country charts per week at times. Ray is still an active player in Alabama, playing sessions, live shows, and also teaches bass to others.
My name is Dixie Griffin in front of Bob Ray's exhibit at the Alabama Music Hall of Fame, and you're watching Alabama Music Scene.
Hey, y'all better not go anywhere. We got a special guest at the end of the show. Plus, we got Roger Clark. He played on a lot of gold and platinum albums, too. Roger Clark, he plays drums, yeah. to the Muscle Shows Sound Studio on 3614 Jackson Highway. Now when we got there was this Japanese couple that was taking the tour, so they let me and my helper take the tour with them. Didn't cost us nothing, and I appreciate what they done for us. But you ain't gonna believe what the Japanese guy did when we get in there, and I taped a little bit of it. And back behind me here, when Jackson Highway got too small and everything started happening there, they bought Cypress Moon on the banks of the Tennessee River. Man, cause it was big and more luxurious and everything, and they had to have a bigger space, you know what I mean? So here's the rest of the video, y'all. Muscle Shows Sound. Yeah.
So this is where they had a place for their musicians to feel comfortable to, you know, sit and have a good time and not have to worry about the police. Which it turned out later that the police didn't really care anyway because they were drinking too. You know, they just didn't. They just couldn't be selling out of here. So they would have a runner that would take orders and either go to the state line or go to the bootlegger and get their drinks. They got stolen on the only tour that they ever went on with Traffic in 1973. That's also when Steve Winwood had his guitar stolen that Eric Clapton had given to him. So somebody's got it. And then Barry Beckett was on the keys. So, but yeah, so like I said, this is where Mick Jagger and Cher would have sang, and then everybody else used this as the main vocal booth later on. And of course, they would just to see us. Or you on a big tour? Or
we're in Nashville. And,
okay. Yeah. You doing the music triangle?
Watch this.
I play, but not enough for anybody to hear.
Wow.
Whoa. Wow, the real. Where's this from? Yamaha.
The same piano that Bob Seger and Billy Powell played on when they was there.
The same one Bob Seger. Well, here's Travis Womack.
I want to tell everybody about the woman I love. She's everything that I got, besides a good Lord above. Never makes me sad, always keeps me glad, and that's why, yeah, that's why I want to tell you about my girl. Sometime when I'm worried, can't seem to go on, she built me up just like a king on a throne. Loving kisses are so warm, like the sun in the sky. Oh, that's why, yeah, that's why.
The Midnight Special in Jasper. Friendly staff, pool, darts, open mic on Thursday, karaoke, bands, open on Sunday. Midnight Special in Jasper. We just left 3614 and we're going across the bridge here to Teresa's and see Flobama. We're going across Tennessee River now. Now when we got over to Florence, Teresa and Associates, Teresa wasn't there. She had a flat or a blowout or something on her Jaguar, and she had to go all the way to Huntsville to get a new tire. So we didn't get to see Teresa. I called her and everything, and she's sorry she didn't make it. But we did go by Flobama. Matter of fact, we eat lunch at Flobama, and we got to see W.C. Handy's birthplace. Yeah. Well, we just got back from Florence and wasn't much going on. Went by Flobama that you just seen just now and eat some dinner, and went by my good friend Teresa's, which she wasn't there. She was in Huntsville getting a tire change. So now we're going back across here to my good friend James Count's music store and then to Fame Studios. Well, we just got back out of James Count's Brothers Music, and some guys in there talking about Alabama football. And to make a short story long, that's what he was doing. I just had to cut in the middle and say, we got to go. Yeah. We're going over here to Fame now and see if I can't get me a t-shirt. See ya.
The dark circles are back. They got a parking lot on both sides of the building, looks like. I would think you'd go in the front door, wouldn't you?
That looks like it.
One over there.
Hi, I'm Chris Clark. I'm an intern at Fame Studios, and you're watching Alabama Music Scene TV.
Here's Travis Womack again. I finally got my Fame t-shirt. Yeah, I'm ready now. We're going down to Russellville to Wayne's Catfish Haven there, and we interviewed Roger Clark. He played drums on lots of gold albums, y'all. And while we was there, a special guest came in. Y'all stay right there and see who it is. And then we'll head down to Wayne's Catfish Haven. Steve's Pawn in Summerton. He buys and sells gold and silver, has all kind of tools and machines, shotguns and handguns, Blu-rays, DVDs, gaming systems, laptops, flat screen TVs. Steve's Pawn in Summerton.
none but kissing her.
I'm here with Roger Clark at Wayne's Catfish Haven in Russellville, Alabama. Roger, what's some of the songs that you played on?
Oh, Lord. Played on Get It Up, Get It On, the Lonnie Millsap. I love to Lay Her Down with Conway Twitty. Big Old Jet Airliner with Steve Miller Band. Baby, Baby, Don't Get Hooked on Me. Oh, Lord. A guy named Tommy Two-Tone, 867-5409. Just a minute, all the TV shows and stuff, early stuff. Family Tradition, and I'm singing on it, singing the background on it. Outlaw Women, I cut about probably 8 or 9 #1 songs on Hank Williams. And Barbara Mandrell, Louise Mandrell, the Osmonds, Marie Osmond, Donnie Osmond, and Donnie and Marie Osmond. Did some stuff with Steppenwolf. I played with Bill Haley and the Comets. I was fortunate enough to play with Carl Perkins before he died. And when people ask me this, I just get tongue-tied. I've got them written down, but when it comes to trying to remember, it's hard for me to remember all.
Now you just recently got inducted into the Record Collectors Hall of Fame. Is that a big deal?
Yeah, very big deal.
I know your wife got inducted into something the same day.
Into the Alabama Broadcasters Hall of Fame.
Broadcasting, man, that was pretty cool right there.
Yeah.
Now, you've been back up here at Wayne's Catfish Haven for what, 3 weeks?
Yeah, I think this is our 3rd week. It's been packed every night.
Okay. All right, appreciate your time, Roger.
I appreciate you asking.
Day after day I'm more confused. And I look for the light through the pouring rain. But though it's a game that I hate to lose, I'm feeling the strain. Ain't it a shame? Oh, getting the people to bring my soul. Get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. Come on, get the people to bring my soul. Get lost in your rock and roll and drift away. I'm wasting time. I can't understand a thing I do. The world outside, oh, it seems so unkind.
Alright, we coming back from Muscle Shoals, Alabama. We went up and taped Travis Womack, and now we headed back to Fultondale, Alabama, and let Miss Patrice out, and then I'm going to the house.
Oh, okay. I got more junk in the back.
Well, I've let her out now. I'm headed home. Been a long day, very long day. Got some big surprises, as you've seen. Big surprises. Didn't expect that to happen. Alright, going home. I'm tired. Didn't get much sleep last night. I'm going home, and I'm going to bed. I guarantee you I'm asleep tonight. Man, it's been a fantastic show. Hope y'all enjoyed it as much as me and Patrice brought it to you, man. We had fun up there in the Shoals area. And I want to thank Patrice for going with me She was sick, but she still went, and I was going to be mad at her if she had gave me that. But Patrice, I did not get it, so you're good, girl. And next month, y'all need to tune in too, because me and Sassy Sonia will be going up to Fort Payne, Alabama, to see that new exhibit on the Alabama group. Y'all need to see that. Yeah, me and Sassy Sonia will be going up there for that. All right, my shout-outs, of course, Tom and Fred, and also Hillary. Yeah, and Crazy Girl and Ken. That's my buddies right there. And also that Hodges bunch right there. They all time watching my show, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this show's trip. Man, let's go to Fort Payne next time. Why Lady Why, we did several of their songs. Man, it was great.
Blank. Just blank.
It was a good trip. It was good meeting Sally and her husband John.
Oh, they're just so much fun and just so personable.
Yep. So I wish I knew what was coming up next, or we could introduce it. Do you know? All right, it was hard to do, them bloopers. It's hard to... Sally Gentry. Who is Sally Gentry?
She is Teddy Gentry of Alabama.
That's
no,
right.
I messed that all up.
Man, it's going to be a good show. God.
And I'm doing good today. See what kind of dance this girl... Man, you gotta see what this girl does next. George, I was watching a movie the other day, and it was given the trailer, and it says this movie is coming out.
It is? What's the name of it?
I don't know, I couldn't remember, but they said it was coming out.
I'm here with Sonia, y'all. What do y'all think about her so far? She good, ain't she?
Oh, I stuck my tongue out.
Did you?
Yes.
Well, stick it out.
I did. It was bad. Don't get tickled at me. Here's Travis Womont. No. See? Okay, wait. Oh, no. Trying to get rough.
Our very own.
Here's our very own George
Travis.
Kayla, Madison, I know where you live. Now,
Now what?
TK and the right pieces.
All right, I'm here with Mr. George Farrell Williams. He's the founder of AlabamaMusicSceneTV. He got started back in '08, and it's been a journey ever since. So I'm going to interview myself right here. George, I know you're a musician. Tell me, how did you get started playing the drums? Well, all right, George, thank you for those kind words. Me, that's me. First of all, my good friend Steve Dawkins moved in close to me here, and all their family was musically inclined, and I was around it all the time when I'd hang out with him. And I got interested in it then. You know, we would get on their front porch and pantomime and stuff like that, just those stupid stuff. And we'd listen to the radio and get involved in that top 40 survey and stuff like that. And then my other friend, Roger Ragsdale, he knew how to play the guitar. And me and him would get in Myrtle Mayberry's house, and we would practice. My first set of drums came from J.C. Penney's. I had a credit card, and I got my first set of drums. It was red, sparkly drums, and I couldn't tell you what kind. But that's the way we got started. And we probably knew 3 to 5 songs. We would play them over and over and over. And then a couple more guys come on board, and we started doing private parties. Man, we would do them private parties, and all of a sudden we had a band. You know what I mean? All right, Mr. George Farrell Williams. Me. Yeah. You know, I already knew all that. I just wanted y'all to know. Okay? You know how I knew that? That's me. All right, back in the studio, back to me. This is a story about the woman of the graveyard. It was told to me by my grandparents when I was growing up. The story said she was buried alive because people thought she was a witch. Some say she was searching for a soul so she could return to the living. I didn't believe in witches and ghosts, so I didn't believe in that fairy tale. And to prove everybody wrong, I went there. I found this old, small graveyard there. You could feel the spookiness of it. I saw a woman staring at me as I passed by, grinning like she knew why I was there. I walked through, searching for that empty grave. Headstones with no names, twigs and leaves falling on the tombstones. I wandered between the forgotten, but I could not find what I was looking for. It was just a fairy tale, as I knew all along, but still I could feel something about the place. I had goosebumps all over my body. It wasn't cold, but the air was death. I could feel it. When it was getting dark, I felt like someone was watching me, like somebody was right behind me. I spent 2 hours searching for the grave, but couldn't find it. I sat on a rock as the day went dark. I wanted to leave, but then I saw a girl dressed in black. She was dancing by me like a butterfly.
But when I turned my head, she faded into the darkness. Near the exit, I finally found the grave. I found it. I found it from skin. I found it inside of me. A loud beat in my heart. I found the woman. I knew it was her, but she had found me too. She came out of the ground and swallowed me into the grave.
Well, I guess that was it. I'm going to get out of here. Appreciate y'all watching. It's been a good show. A really good show.